Hello, ladies and gentlemen. RC Bash Boy here. Welcome. So today, what we're gonna talk about is the ESC on my Notorious. Obviously, this instruction manual is universal for the Outcast, the Sensen, the Talon, Typhoon, or Kraden. But yeah, today we will be talking about the ESC. Now, the ESC has many settings as far as just in the endpoints on the throttle, or the punch setting, which is very popular on these vehicles. So we'll go from there. Let's go ahead and get started. So here are a couple recommendations on this ESC. So yeah, as you can see, this is a 6S LiPo ready, 4S LiPo or 6S LiPo required. And as you can see, okay, so they're asking to use a battery that is a 35C 5000 milliamp minimum. Reason is because, even if you go here on the bottom, it says 35C 5000 milliamp minimum. Less than 35C will cause damage to LiPo batteries. Now, even on the previous years, anything under 35C, as far as a 3S or 2S, that's when batteries start to puff up. Now, when you feel that a battery is, puffing up, or if it's, you feel that it's hot, then you need to read, the specifications on, the ESC. So, yeah, Arrma went ahead and, gave you, these recommendations. So, and then here they also provide you, with the speed gearing, which is that bigger pinion, and then the standard gearing, which is, that pinion is mounted into your, your motor. So, and as you can see, that's the standard gearing. So that's pretty much if you want to go off road or what have you. So yeah, so this is actually, really good info. So, if you guys haven't seen it, so there you have it. Okay, so this is one of the things that we will be doing on my Arrma Notorious. Obviously, I already did it on the past, but, I figured, I wanted to show you guys, how to do the throttle setup, on this ESC. Usually when throttle setup comes into play is when you change out, the original that Spectrum receiver that comes with it, or if you want to change out that tactic receiver, which most of these vehicles came with in the previous years. If you're willing to change out the receiver and remote, this is one of the steps that you need to go through. So the throttle setup is so you turn on the receiver, and then you turn on the ESC, and then from here you go ahead and go full throttle on the remote, and then once you're at full throttle, you press the button, and then of course it will beep. Well, actually it says that it green flashes. Okay, so then from there you go to full reverse, and then once you go full reverse, you click that button, and then the green button flashes. And then you just leave the remote on neutral, and then from there it says switch off the ESC to complete setup. So there, what you just did is pretty much you're telling the ESC, where is full throttle, and where is full reverse, and where is neutral. Therefore, you have the whole potential of the ESC working on your setup. So let's go ahead and do this, on my Arrma Notorious, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I just went ahead and I turned out my Spectrum DXXR, and while it starts to pretty much load up, set up, I'll go ahead and set up on my Arrma Notorious. Okay, so pretty much I have mine set up. So I went ahead and I removed, the original connectors that are in here. Pretty much you have, a pair of, two connectors running in circuit, or parallel. Sorry if I messed that term, but so anyway, what I did with mine is, I went ahead and I put EC5s on here, and my jumper is a female EC5s with male Dean connectors. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the batteries on here, and we'll go from there. Alright, so come over here, come on. And Notorious, where are you? There it is. And you press activate. Come on. All right. Okay, so now that I have pretty much all my batteries connected, I have a 6S setup right here. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is start with the first step, which is pretty much just you're gonna go ahead and hold this button, and you turn it on. So from there, you need to have the remote in neutral, right? And obviously, what remote's not in neutral, but okay. So you just click that, and then you go to the next step, and it tells you to do full throttle. So right there, I'm holding the remote, full throttle. And from there, you click the little button. Okay, so there it is. And then from there, it's gonna ask you to do full reverse. Then from there, you do a full, you hit the button, and then it's gonna beep. And then from there, you're all set. Okay, so lastly, what you do, tells you right there, switch off to complete the setup. So what you do is switch it off, and there you have it. Okay, and then also, so another point that I want to give you guys is, when you're going to do these types of setups, if you do tend to mess up, I would highly suggest you, to put the vehicle, up in the air. Because if you do mess up, you can have a runaway vehicle, and this can actually go, it's gonna go on you. So yeah, so I do have my little stand with a little cardboard box there. So yeah, so that's my little setup. All right, so from here we're gonna go ahead and move on to the ESC tuning. So pretty much it gives you a chart right here. Like low voltage cutoff, punch setting, brake strength, running mode, and motor rotation. So yeah, look, a couple features here. Like for example, on the low voltage, it's on setting LiPo, and also it tells you here, the ones, the squares that are shaded. Pretty much that's on factory default. So yeah, so right now, my ESC is on LiPo mode. And then so today what we're going to go ahead and do is move the punch setting. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about the running mode. So for example, if you're ever going to enter a race, there are some races that reverse is actually illegal. Okay, so as you can see, you can move, to this setup, which is forward and brake. Okay, right now, obviously, factory setting is forward, brake, and reverse. So you can also, change that setting there. So punch setting. If you guys are wondering what punch setting is, pretty much is, how much power you want on your low end. Okay, so the factory has it on level 4. Come on. On mine, I'm going to go ahead and go up to level 5, just to keep it, open it up a notch. So I'm just going to go to level 5. And as you can see, here are the steps to do this. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So pretty much is the same, it's almost the same setup as, doing the endpoints on your ESC. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and press this button and turn on the ESC until you start seeing There you go. So there's the green button. And then the beeps tells you, which setting you are. So like, for example, it was 3. That's 4. That's 5. Then it goes back to 1. Then we need to go at 2. So right there you let go. And then it tells you which mode I am on 2. So obviously I can go all the way up to 5 if you keep pressing it. So that's mode level 1, and then you press 2, that's level 2, that's 3, that's 4, three, 4, and that's 5. So that's pretty much the max level there. So like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and move the punch setting. So once you're done, what they recommend you to do is switch off the ESC, and you're good. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is recheck everything to see everything's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo the steps. Once again, you press, hold. Once you see the green light, okay, and then you keep it pressed. So level 2, level 3, level 4, and 5, and then it's going to go back to 1. So you let go. So right there it tells you that we're on lipo mode, which is fine, right? So that's okay. Good. So right now I'm redoing this again. So we're going to go ahead and go to step, we're going to have 5, we're going back to 1, that's 2. Okay, step 3. So step 3, it should beep twice. As you can see, it is beeping twice. Okay, so step 3 says brake strength. And the brake strength is at 37.5. I'm not gonna mess with that, thing is okay. But as you can see, this is pretty straightforward. Okay. And once again, once you're done, if you want to change it, you press this button right here, and you change the settings to your desire, and that's pretty much what you do. So we're going to go ahead and shut it off, and I'm good to go. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, all of this info that we just went through, hopefully it's helpful. To you guys that own a Notorious, Outcast, etc., etc. Another thing that I did forget is that also, if you're doing the endpoints on your ESC, also do not forget to do the endpoints on your servo. Every receiver is different, and obviously, since I have a high-end Spectrum remote, I can actually do that, onto the remote. And, from right there, I could just, do all of that, into my remote. So, yeah. So, once again, hopefully this was useful. If you think I did a good job, bad job, whatever, you think I left something out, let me know in the comment section down below. But other than that, so there you have it. So, RC Bash Boy here. Thanks for watching.